My name is Kevin Skoglund. Welcome to Ruby on Rails Essential Training. In this course, we're going to learn this popular open source web development framework. We will walk through each part of the framework while we also cover best practices and real-world web development techniques. We will route browser requests to controller actions that return dynamic page content. We will learn to interact with the database and to manage the database schema. We will walk through the steps that go into creating, reading, updating, and deleting database records. We will discover how to work with relational database associations effectively. We will learn about Rails built-in helpers, form validations, and security protections. And throughout the process, we will gain practical, hands-on experience by building a complete Ruby on Rails application, a content management system. Let's get started learning Ruby on Rails. If you are a premium member of the lynda.com training library, you will have access to the exercise files that are used throughout this title. The exercise files for this title are arranged by chapter and by movie. And you can find the exercise files that correspond to the movie that you're watching by first looking for the chapter number and then the movie number. In order to make use of the exercise files, you'll also want to make sure that you first install the software as shown in chapters 2 and 3, which is Ruby, Ruby Gems, Ruby on Rails, and MySQL. Once you're confident that you have everything installed, then you will want to copy the folder of exercise files into your web directory or another convenient location. It's always a good idea to make a copy so that you'll still have the original to refer back to if you make changes. On my Mac, I'm going to put those into my sites directory, which is inside my user directory, and which we created during the installation chapter. I'll open that up, and then I will option drag over the exercise files to create a new copy. Now your files will be the same as mine at the start of the movie, and you'll be able to work right along with me. Don't forget that you can also use the exercise files to check your work as you go along. Beginning in Chapter 6, we'll be incorporating a database into our project. And for the exercise files to work, your database needs to match what the files expect. After moving the files to the correct location, you will want to make sure that you have a database created. And if you set a different database password than I did, change your config database.yml file to use your password instead of mine. Then go to your command line and navigate to the root of your application. From there, you can run rake /otl:/import to run an import script which will import the data the code needs and that I'll be using in the movie. Importing can also be useful if you do a lot of experimenting on your own, but then want to get your data back in sync with mine. The script will walk you through the process with a series of prompts. If in doubt, you should be able to select the default option for each one of those. Yes, I do want to proceed. I know I will be wiping out existing database data. I can hit return to accept localhost as my host name. I can hit return to accept simple CMS development if that's the name of my database. And if the username used to connect to the database is simple CMS, then I can hit return again. And then the import file path should be inside those exercise files at that location, inside the database folder, inside a file called simplecmsdevelopment.sql. Once you get there, you'll want to type in your password, and then it says import complete. Now, both your files and your database will be in sync with mine, and you'll be ready to follow along with me.